There are lots of ways to greet someone, from handshakes to hugs, backslaps to fist bumps, but on the list of your favourites, I'd bet a swift headbutt isn't up there at the top. Unless you are these guys. Cats smashing their faces into various parts of your body has often been cited as evidence that they are in fact assholes. And whilst I certainly won't be arguing with that after my own cat just helped himself to my cereal, the headbutt is actually a friendly gesture. The correct term for this behaviour is bunting, and cats do it to humans when they feel safe. Cats have scent glands all over, and to tell you how much they enjoy your company, they will share their stench with you. How nice. This is a compliment, although they do the same thing to your sofa, so don't read too much into it. And if your cat doesn't rub off onto you, then that could just be your cat's personality. You know, like those people who don't like to shake hands. Or maybe your cat just hates you because it's seen that thing you do when you think nobody is watching. He remembers everything. As we get older, humans often walk into a room and instantly forget what they went in for in the first place. But have you noticed how cats seem to do that on a daily basis? You'll be sat quietly watching TV when Professor Snaffles bursts past your feet, stops dead in the middle of the carpet, as if he's suddenly re-evaluating his entire mortal existence. New cat owners might wonder if they're chasing a mouse or running away from a predator, but those of you familiar with felines know they do this randomly without provocation. As it turns out, cats sprint in bursts for the same reason we wander into tiny sweaty rooms and run on a conveyor belt for half an hour. Exercise. Domestic cats don't need to hunt, so they have a lot of pent-up energy which needs to be released. We might sit there tapping our feet when we've built up restless energy, but your cat will instead chase an invisible rodent and then stop, presumably to contemplate whether that short run burns enough calories to fit into that sassy new cat outfit he just got from the mall. There are many ways to show someone you're attracted to them and want to become more than friends. You might write them a poem, hold their hand, or perhaps you prefer the more direct approach of just whipping off your pants and opening your legs. We've all seen cats display themselves in a way that would make a stripper blush. So what gives? Is my cat coming on to me? Do they just like people to know they've got the goods? The short answer is neither of these things. When a cat splays itself open for you, it's actually a declaration of submission. This position is quite comfortable, but they are also showing you their most vulnerable area and letting you know you are the boss. If I wanted to demonstrate my most vulnerable area, I'd just let someone read my browser history. Everyone likes the warm feeling of a contented cat on your lap, but why do cats insist on giving you a full, unnecessary close-up of their butt before they take a seat? It's because they want to get to know you. Cats communicate mostly through scent, and sniffing each other's butts is their own disgusting version of a handshake. So when your cat lands on your lap, rams its backside into your face, consider it a friendly, how do you do? Next time, don't be rude. Say hello back. Maybe by dropping your own shorts and giving the cat a taste of his own dirty medicine. I like to imagine that every time Nicki Minaj twerks in a music video, the minute the cameras stop, she sprints after a rabbit, devours it whole, and then spends the rest of the afternoon licking herself clean. When a cat spots something worth chasing, you may have noticed they shake their butt cheeks like a set of furry maracas, just before pouncing. But why? The butt shaking is actually part of a larger movement of the entire leg and foot, helping the cat to balance and find equal ground for all 4 feet. Humans do it too, particularly when we're about to lift something heavy or stand still for a short while, only we do it a little less flamboyantly than cats, which is a shame. It'd make the 100-metre Olympic sprints a lot more interesting. Sometimes when a cat launches themselves at you and starts fluffing you up like a pillow, this can feel quite nice, but after about 5 minutes it starts to become annoying, especially if you've got a little bit of a gut and your cat seems to be taking great delight in reminding you to eat less. However, your cat isn't prodding you to make your crotch more comfortable. They're actually reminiscing about their childhood joys. Yep, you heard that right. This behaviour mimics the same technique they would have used as kittens, known as milk treading. In order to extract as much milk as possible, a kitten will knead their mother's breasts repeatedly whilst feeding. We should all be extremely grateful that human babies don't replicate this, or eating at restaurants would be very, very awkward. No matter what you're doing, whether it's watching TV, working on your laptop, reading a book, or writing an essay, cats always end up trying to sit on whatever it is you're concentrating on. My own cat just casually strolled across my keyboard as I wrote that sentence, so if something doesn't make sense, you can lay the blame on Mojo. Now, obviously cats love laptops and televisions because they're warm, but books aren't warm, my term paper isn't warm, so why do they sit on those things too? Your cat actually just wants attention. They are astute enough to recognise the things you interact with the most, and will climb on top of it in order to replace that item in your affections. They'll squat on remote controls, telephones, any objects they regularly see you interacting with. My cat mostly sits on my crotch. Make of that what you will. Cats don't tend to eat huge meals in one go like dogs or my sister. They prefer lots of small meals throughout the day. Owners then fall into the habit of constantly treating their cats, giving them scraps and treats between meals. Yet many of you will know how annoying it is when you give your pet something delicious, like a strip of steak or something, and they turn their nose up and wander off. This minor irritation becomes outright fury when they return an hour later chewing on half a dead mouse or your favourite shoes. There are two explanations for this behaviour. For a start, they may not have noticed the food at all. Cats can't see directly below their noses, and their large eyes make them nearsighted, so anything within a foot is pretty much out of focus. Another explanation is that they're simply not hungry. When hooked up with video cameras, cats were found to eat only 28% of everything they killed. But if that's true, why drag rodents into your house? A lot of people believe that dead mice are a gift, and it's for that reason I now request everyone only buys me things off my Amazon wishlist. The truth is, your cat is trying to teach you how to hunt. A cat will teach its young how to hunt if it feels they need this skill in order to survive. So if your cat keeps bringing you dead animals night after night, it's taking pity on you, and it might be time to stop surviving on Fruit Loops and expired mayonnaise. Do all cats suffer from OCD? Are they ashamed of the filth spewing out of their backsides? A cat's toilet habits actually stem from evolutionary traits left over from their time as wild, undomesticated creatures. Burying your excrement helps prevent detection by larger predators, and it also avoids offending the more dominant members of their social group. You may also be interested to know why a cat occasionally refuses to bury their poop. If they're jealous or angry at something you've done, they may deliberately leave their feces uncovered as a direct challenge to your authority. Maybe your kitty has been Googling confidence tips online and wants to finally bring up your awful choice in catnip. I don't know, but you might want to watch your back. This situation can also be exacerbated if they see you flushing away your own waste, as it gives the impression you are accepting your cat's supremacy and submitting to their glorious reign as leader of the house. If this happens, and your cat sees you flushing, I think you know what must be done. If you asked a cat to list its 3 main hobbies in order of preference, sleeping would not be on the list, because there would be no list, as your cat will be too busy sleeping to write it. There's a very good reason newborn kittens have to nap for long periods of time. Whilst they are in slumberland chasing imaginary balls of yarn, their bodies release large amounts of growth hormones, which enables them to develop properly. Scientists, please forget about trying to figure out why sharks are immune to cancer and instead investigate how people can sleep their way to a buff beach body. Can you imagine if that happened? I'd be bigger than The Rock in 3 days. So do adult cats have an equally good reason for sleeping all day? No, they're just lazy. That description is a little unfair though, as you actually won't see adult cats at their most active. A cat will do most of its important cat business in the small hours of the morning while you're still asleep. But don't forgive them just yet, because by the time a cat reaches the age of 9, they will have been awake for only 3 years of their life.